Okay, so we'll start off with the crankcase vent line, which is right here. It's kind of hard to see where it comes off, but comes into a Y branch that I got off of Moss. And then we've got the two lines that feed into the back end of the carburetors. That's the crankcase ventilation. Then we've got the float bowl vents, which I capped off here like we talked about yesterday. So that's just kind of free floating there. And then our fuel line from that filter regulator that we talked about, and then the bridge that connects the two carburetors. So this is just a straight through that has a T that comes down, and this one goes over, and then it's blocked on the other side and goes straight down. And the float bowls are down here on the bottom. Our throttle control here, I don't have the choke assembly lever, choke lever connected. It's somewhere in the house right now. As far as the intake manifold, these two are capped off. This is where the old positive crankcase ventilation was, that PCV valve. This had like a little rubber gasket in it that would open up once it was under a certain amount of vacuum. So that was something that was on earlier models, that they went with this when they went to the HIF carburetors. Here's our vacuum advance line. So you see here we've got a pretty small restrictor to keep that to a minimum amount of vacuum. And then our anti-run-on valve pops off here. It's a pretty small line, but it's not as small as you made it sound in your email. But it's it's a 1/4 inch line. It's relatively small. So that's what I had running into the canister. I disconnected all of that. Disconnected the valve cover, which has been sucking some oil out apparently. And then you can't tell, but there's a little restrictor line there. And then that's what we've got hooked up right now to the intake. Not really a lot, pretty much just the vacuum advance, and then this is pulling from the crankcase. So right now when I start it up, it starts up for about, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute. It'll run, I can rev it up, it's actually running pretty smooth, and then it just starts struggling and just stops on me. It won't run, won't start. Tried upping the mixture, enriching the mixture. It'll turn over once when I put starter fluid in it, and then it won't keep going. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. But so, yep, so that's my hookup.